Hello, let me teach you how to solve this equation. This is your cubic because the highest power of x is 3. Let's do that step by step. So we begin with our solution. So this is what we have. X squared minus x cubed is equal to 80. So we don't want to work with negatives. We are going to take all this to the right side. This is positive. So it means to remove this, you have to subtract. And to remove this, you add. So when you do it to the left side, it turns to 0. So this will now be x cubed followed by negative x squared, then add 80. So let's rearrange. We have x cubed minus x squared plus 80 is equal to 0. Now, at this point, you're going to use the factor method. What do? We are going to get the factors of 80 that we can substitute here to make this to be equal to 0. So let's take the factors of 80 as plus or minus 1. Take the both positive and negative. Plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4, and so on. Now let's check for when x is 1. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for choosing to learn through us. If you are still new, hit that subscription button. And if you find what we do interesting, give us a thumbs up. Thank you, and let's keep doing this. So let's check for when x is 1. So we have 1 is going to be 1 cubed. So we have 1 cubed minus 1 squared plus 80. You see that this is not close to 0, so we are not using it. Now let's check for when x is negative 1. Negative 1 cubed minus negative 1 squared plus 80. If you square negative, it returns you to negative. So this is what we have. Now square this, it gives you positive 1. And this is also not equal to 80. So this is not equal to 0, sorry. Now let's check for when x is 2. So we are going to have 2 cubed minus 2 squared plus 80. You see that this gives us 8 minus 4 plus 80 is not also equal to 0. You can check for when x is negative 2. Now let's move to when x is 4. So for when x is 4, we have 4 cubed minus 4 squared plus 80. This will give us 64 minus 16 plus 80. This is not equal to 0. So we go to the next value of x as negative 4. So we can take it all. We have when x is negative 4, so we have negative 4 cubed minus negative 4 squared plus 80. Let's see if that gives us 0. So this will give us negative 64. This will give us positive 16, then add 80. If you add this and add this, it gives you 0. So it means x being 4 is one of the solutions. And remember, because this is cubic, because the highest power of x is 3, it means we're expecting 3 solutions for x. Now that we have gotten 1 as x equal to negative 4, we are going to use it to get the remaining 2 solutions. Let's do that together. So we're going to use the long division method to do it. So we're going to have this. So let's draw our bars. So we put the expression at the left side in here. So let's use this. So we have x cubed minus x squared plus 80. So what do? We are going to now use this factor. This is a solution to the equation above. So we are going to turn this solution to a factor. And how do we do that? We are adding 4 to both sides. So in that case, x plus 4 becomes a factor. So we're going to use this factor to divide. So we have x plus 4 is the factor for us to divide with. So to divide or use your long division, you use DMSB. This is the rule. Divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. So let's do that together. So the first is to use this divisor. These are divisor, and this is the dividend. So we're going to use this to divide this. And when x divide x cubed, it gives us x squared. So you write it here. What do? Multiply. So multiply this and all this here. So we have x squared multiplies x gives us x cubed X squared multiplies 4 gives us 4x squared. What do? Subtract. So this subtract goes off. Then negative x squared subtract 4x squared gives us negative 5x squared. Then bring down your 80. Repeat the cycle again. So you use the first to divide this. Use x to divide this. It gives us negative 5x. Multiply the whole. We have negative 5x squared. Multiply this, you have negative 20x. Now what do? Subtract. So we subtract this. This goes off. Now you cannot subtract this. So what you do at this point is to adjust. You see that the highest power here is squared. So it means a term is missing. And that is the term that has x as a value. So we are going to adjust this to include that missing term. So because there is no value, we are going to have it as 0x. So let's place it accordingly. So we have plus 0x. Then we now adjust our constant, which is 80, so that we can easily work this out. So when you subtract, this is gone. Then 0x take away negative 20x gives us positive 20x. Did you see what we did? Now you bring down your positive 80. Now repeat the cycle again. Divide. So use this to divide this. It gives us 20. Multiply this and this. So 20 multiplies this gives us 20x. 20 multiplies 4 gives us 80. Now you can now subtract. So when you subtract this, you see everything turns to 0. So this 0 shows that this factor we got, or this solution we got, is correct. So let's now take this. So we have gotten this quadratic. That's the one we are going to solve to get the remaining solutions. Let's do that together. Bringing this quadratic, we now have x squared minus 5x plus 20 is equal to 0. So let's solve this equation. We are going to use the formula. X is negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. To use this, remember your a is the coefficient of your x squared. So a is 1. Your b is the coefficient of s, which is negative 5. And our c is the constant, which is 20. So let's plug this here to have x is equal to negative of our b is negative 5 plus or minus square root of negative 5 squared minus 4 multiplies our a is 1 and our c is 20 divided by 2 times 1. So we solve to have x is, if you multiply this as positive x plus or minus, then negative 5 squared gives us 25. If you multiply this, it gives negative 80. Is divided by multiply, it gives you 2. And I hope you're already giving us a thumbs up. Thank you, and let's keep doing this. So we're going to now have x is equal to 5 plus or minus. Subtract this, you have negative 55. So this is what we have, and is divided by 2. Keep solving. X is equal to 5 plus or minus. Now this is the same as square root of negative 1 multiplied by 55 divided by 2. So we have x is equal to 5 plus or minus. Remember, for every root of a multiplied by b is root of a multiplied by root of b. So you can apply it here. So you have root of negative 1 multiplied by root of 55 divided by 2. And this gives us x is equal to 5 plus or minus. Square root of negative 1, we always use I, imaginary unit, to replace it. Now 55 does not have a perfect square in it. In that case, we are going to leave it in this form as root of 55 divided by 2. So this gives us the second and third value of x. So we are going to gather these x values together to have. Let's put this well. So let's bring them together. We now have it that the first x value is negative 4. The second x value is 5 plus I root 55 divided by 2. And then finally, the third x value is 5 plus or minus, sorry. So we have minus I root 55 divided by 2. So these are the three values of x. This is the real solution, and these two are the complex solution. And I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to tell us how much. And if you find this interesting, don't forget to share. See you in my next class. Bye.